Recording.
And welcome to another edition of By the Numbers. I'm Pep Fernandez. This is EPJ. If Eric's picture in Tuesday's Press Enterprise was not enough, we now have fancy graphics to go along for the By the Numbers show. Eric?
Very bouncy.
Yes, just like your personality, bouncy in the newsroom. You can never just sit still over there. All right, going back to last week's question, Robert Weber, the quarterback for Centennial, had a monster junior season, over 4,000 total yards of offense. But not the only one. 5 other quarterbacks have also done this in the Riverside and San Bernardino County areas, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the benchmark, 4,000 total yards, either passing or rushing. And the other ones who have done it, Scott Saunders of Palm Springs did it twice, his junior and senior years. Sean Sudol of La Sierra did it his senior year. David Ortega of Blythe Palo Verde did it his senior year. Michael Eubank, Centennial, was the first Husky quarterback to do it. He also did it his senior year. And, of course, Trevor Hodge last year also topped 4,000 yards, as did Robert Weber in his senior year.
A lot of offense last season for Weber and Trevor Hodge. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but before the season began, Norco promised to return to their, roots, you could say, and run the football, and they're living up to that.
Yeah, it's not kind of the formation that they thought they were going to go to. We thought we'd see the A-set offense, kind of their glory offense that led to a lot of titles. Didn't quite have the personnel to suit that, so they found a different way to do it. They're still running out of the spread formation, single back, but we are seeing more ground game, and of course, Cory Young right now, the focal point of that offense, and right now averaging over 28 yards per carry, and we're seeing his workload go up almost each and every week. Had 18 carries week 1, and he's had at least 27 carries each of the last 4 weeks. And 30 carries a game average is quite rare in our area. You usually see 18 to 20 for most of our top running backs, but if Cory Young can keep that workload up, he would join a select few running backs who have averaged 30 carries a game. Chris Pesanello set a national record in 2006 when he had 503 carries, averaging almost 38 per game. And then David Dotson of Valley View, Cesar Murillo of Norte Vista, and Kenyon Barner of Notre Dame, the other ones who have averaged 30 carries per game. So, definitely, Norco's chances this year might rest on the legs of Cory Young.
And will be certainly important this Friday. Play a team called, what was that, Centennial?
Yeah, Centennial.
That's right. Centennial this Friday. Huge game right out of the gates for league play. All right, EPJ always sits at his desk and says, we got to talk about the kickers, the punters. So let's give them some love. So you're putting them by the numbers. 2 guys having huge games last Friday.
Yeah, obviously, I think we know Lorenzo Cabrera at Ramona, a great soccer player, was kind of recruited over by Coach Damon Dustin to do some kicking duties. He's added receiver to his list of roles out there. But as a punter, a great game last week. The wind might have helped a little bit. But
That's okay.
But hey, if you can get it out there, he had punts of 73 yards and 81 yards last week, averaged over 55 yards a punt on 6 punts against King. And then Wes Koerber over at Norco also had a 70-yarder that was downed at the 1-yard line. So, but the interesting thing I found is we've had 7 punters this year hit a punt of at least 70 yards overall, and quite impressive out there. The record, Lorenzo Cabrera just missing the record, is 81-yarder, second longest in area history. The record, Boris King of Palm Springs, 1982, probably one of the longest standing records that we have right now, an 84-yarder.
So maybe Lorenzo can do it this Friday. All right. League play beginning for most teams outside of the Inland Valley League. They kind of do their own thing, but league play starting. In the Southwestern League, Vista Murrieta has a long streak, as does Centennial over in the Big 8.
Yeah, they have the 2 longest current winning streaks right now in Riverside or San Bernardino County in league. 20 straight victories for both of them. Palm Springs third at 19. So we're definitely seeing some league dominance between those 2, but each one will get some tests. If you looking ahead, if you look at our rankings, Southwestern League, Big 8 League teams all over the place. So Centennial and Vista Murrieta are going to have some tough competition right now. They still have both of those teams still have a way to go to reach the area record. Kaiser holding the area record for longest win streak at 32 games. Rancho Verde came close with 30 last year, but Riverside Poly snapping that streak, at 30 games right there.
Upset them last season. All right, here's your question of the week. I'm going to read it verbatim so I get this right. Can you name the 3 programs from the 2-county area, San Bernardino and Riverside County, that held the streak prior to what Kaiser did in the early 2000s?
Right, so this takes out Rancho Verde's 30-game streak since it happened after Kaiser's. But yeah, we have 3 from the 2-county area. I will, if my memory serves me correct, they're actually all from Riverside County history. And yeah, there are some bonus points, some interesting ones for if you can guess who snapped each one of the streaks, and they're kind of spread out. We had a couple from the 80s and one more in the recent past decades. So, and if I'm not mistaken, one team is on both of the ends. They had one of the streaks and also ended one of the streaks.
And also snapped one for someone else. So extra credit this week in By the Numbers. I'm Pep Fernandez. This is EPJ. We'll see you next Tuesday on By the Numbers.